Okay, so today's topic is a little bit different. We talk about the new WoW expansion, which I actually initially announced to play, and I even pre-ordered it. But I ended up, refunding it. Basically, yesterday before it launched, and I will talk to you about why now. First of all, I haven't played the alpha or the beta or... I've not tested Dragonflight. I played the pre-patch a little bit, but I haven't really tested the game as the new expansion alone, basically, right? Also, that I've played WoW since it came out 18 years ago. Like, I got it when I was 11, so that would have been 2 years after WoW launch, so 16 years. I've been playing WoW. I've played every single expansion. I've played... not every patch, because usually I quit, but we'll get into that. So basically, after... my favorite one was Vanilla back in the day as well, and I already didn't like Wrath, and every expansion after that I basically just played the first patch and quit. I played Shadowlands as well. I played a lot in the first patch, actually. I was doing pretty well. I was pretty high rated in PvP, 2v2 only, but I was like rank 2 Enhancement Shaman in EU or something. I was raiding heroic mostly. Maybe I did a couple mythic bosses too. I don't even remember. I think the first few I did as well. Mythic plus too, but overall I played a decent amount. Okay, I played a decent amount. Now, after the initial push in Shadowlands, again I found myself at the very same situation I always find myself in. And that was, the game is boring and there's not much to do and everything's just a treadmill or a hamster wheel or whatever you want to call it. So, first of all, is Dragonflight gonna be better than Shadowlands? Probably. But here's the thing. From Battle for Azeroth to Shadowlands, I think that was the transition where they also got rid of Warforging and all of the other bullshit. And they got rid of the shitty war fronts and the shitty islands, and then they replaced it with another shitty system, basically, right? Which was like Torghast and all that. And the Maw and like a bunch of fucking time gating, dailies, and so on. So yes, I would say it's a good thing that they got rid of a lot of the bullshit. I think it's a good thing that they have new talent trees. I think it's a good thing they revamp professions and just, move the game into a more evergreen direction, which that's what they called it, right? I think that's a good thing. The problem is getting rid of bullshit out of a game that you created is not gonna make the game good. It's just gonna make the game less bullshit. So I think, oh yeah, them removing a lot of dumb shit, them removing like Torghast and all of the weird stuff, sure, that's good. But will that really make the game good? And from the get-go, the way they announced it, oh, we're gonna have 4 new zones again, and then there's this feature and that feature and this, I think it's already the completely wrong approach. Because I think an MMO should be taken more as a world than a product, like an arcade game. That's what it feels like to me. WoW all has this modular design philosophy, and everything is just like a part of an arcade game. You go into an arcade and then you see a couple different games and you're like, man, I want to play this one today. Man, I want to play this one today. That's kind of what WoW is now, right? It's not really a relevant world. Now they tried to improve that again with professions and dragon riding, I think. But that's not gonna change the core gameplay and the core gameplay philosophy of the game, right? What's really gonna happen is you will level to 70 as fast as possible. Most people have already done that. Then you will look into ways how to get geared before the actual game starts, which for some reason always takes 2 weeks. Because they're too scared of the hardcore players getting ahead. They're, oh my god, they can't get ahead, that can't happen. We need to control them, So it takes 2 weeks for the game to actually start. With Mythic Plus raiding, Arena, and so on. So you have 2 weeks to basically just level and get your gear as high as possible so you can, push Mythic Plus and raids as far as possible already. They basically had a little announcement here where they talked about, yes, so in the first, because, if you start playing today already or yesterday, you could do things like endgame stuff, weeklies and stuff, before the actual first weekly reset. So they said we can't do that. Obviously, we're gonna just disable these things before you can even, before you can do them, we will disable them, so you won't yet have a significant advantage if you level fast in the first day. Which, from an arcade game's perspective, makes perfect sense, because you have all of these little niches of the, you know, of WoW nowadays that people want to do that on a weekly basis, you know. And if someone gets a weekly lockout more on Mythic Dungeons than someone else, they will have a significant advantage. But that's kind of my problem, right? The fact that there is even so many chores again, weekly, dailies, like world quests, all of this bullshit. The new reputations will surely come with that. Time gating in life skills. I was really looking forward to the professions, and there's so much time gaining behind it. So much thought into put into the game to control what the players are doing. That's my point. Again, I just think overall it's just not the kind of design that I like in games anymore, right? Because of there's so many chores. You're gonna do the reputation quest, you're gonna do some fucking weeklies again, you're gonna do, I don't know, all basically the same things you did in Shadowlands, just with a little less chores and with being a little bit more alt friendly. Right? That's basically the gist of it, or as far as I understand it, of course. So does that really, like for me at least, get the game to a level where I want to play it again, where I want to spend $60, which is 50 for the base and then a monthly subscription, to play something that I've already played through for 15 years, which is the same shit again. You will level to 70, you'll do your chores, and then you have nothing to do until the 2 week mark is hit, and then you will just do the same things again. You'll just do Mythic Plus, you'll do raids, and you will do Arena. Now the solo shuffle feature I think is actually badass. I like that. It was one of the reasons I wanted to play it, and why I might actually play it maybe in the long run. Maybe it's good, I don't know. But for now, I think all of this is just more of the same, just with minus the bullshit. Or some of the bullshit, I should say. Not all of the bullshit. Which, for me, is just not enough to warrant even considering that. Because I can play a theme park daily, weekly experience well, without playing WoW and without paying a subscription. Because I'm currently playing Lost Ark, right? So, here's the thing, okay? I think, as I said, professions and dragon riding are actually a good step in the right direction. The same with the skill trees, to give more power back to the players in a way, because there's more of a sandboxy feel to it. There's more evergreen systems that you can do at any point. There's no dailies, there's no time gating, no bullshit. The thing is, these time gating things trickle their way into those systems again anyways, right? And the same thing happens with like the entirety of the testing period. That's actually a big point that I wanted to talk about. The testing of how WoW is basically prepared before an expansion comes out. Because we all know that WoW, the Dragonflight had a long beta period again, which was accessible by the public. And if you go to like, I don't know, I'll just Google I could just do anything here. Hold on, I'll show you. We'll just go to the YouTube. We'll just go to search Dragonflight leveling. And you have a trillion videos how to min-max it, who is the best, who is doing the best thing. Dragon riding guide, your first few days, what to do on day one, the coolest items, choosing your main, we know exact tier lists, everything that I also dislike about playing a Korean game like Lost Ark, because Lost Ark is figured out already, because they get it in Korea first, right? So when we get the content, everyone already knows how everything works. That's boring as shit. And WoW's doing the same thing while not being a Korean MMO. They have pushed the entire game onto rails, and then they give the fucking rails and the roller coaster to testers publicly, like testing the entire game before it comes out. So you're gonna level from 60 to 70, maybe even you use like as fastest leveling route. Then you will use fucking 30 different add-ons to tell you what to do, where the fucking dragon emblems or whatever the hell are, right? Which you need for the customization or whatever. Like, I think there's even an ad. I saw this one as well, which was I found super interesting. By the way, nothing against the content creators doing this. I would do the same if I was the content creator, you know. There's a weak aura to find all the dragon glyphs to unlock dragon riding talents. So the entire world is mapped the fuck out to the point where people have add-ons that show you where to go to collect everything. And again, I think the content creators aren't at fault here. It's Blizzard even allowing this in the first place. Same with the add-on situation in general, right? Add-ons in general in WoW make me absolutely furious that is still even considered to be in the game. Why do you have a fucking slew of add-ons just littering the game, making things trivial, helping you like holding your hand at every step, telling you when to use an ability in a boss fight, telling you what cooldowns are being used by your enemy team in arena. Like, so many things that are just so absolutely game changing, but Blizzard is just letting that slide all the time, right? It's incredibly annoying. And how is that different from looking at Island Guide and Lost Ark? It's the same. That's what I'm saying. I'm already invested in a game that is like completely being destroyed by the same issues. So why would I go to the next game and do the same thing over again? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, right? Like, I think that's one of the core issues of Lost Ark as well. And it's just depressing, because a lot of these games have a lot of potential, but they're created to be these linear and boring worlds that you can figure out in 3 months in a beta, and then no one gives a fuck anymore. Again, we could talk more about weeklies and time gating and primal storms and all of that, but that's also the next point actually. The open world and the leveling, all of these things are trivial. Like, you're not gonna enter the Dragon Isles where you would think, damn, there's some dangerous fucking creatures out there, right? Most people will probably just turn their brain off, watch a stream on the side, watch Asmongold talk about, I don't know, furries, which is the new class, right? On the other screen, and how much he hates them, me included, by the way. You just turn your brain off and level. Why even have leveling at that point? Like, if your leveling just consists of going from one quest to another, brainlessly following a guide, and then reaching level 70 in 5 to 10 hours, why even have it? Why do you create this entire world to then just destroy it with irrelevancy? No challenge, nothing. I will never understand that. That's so much wasted developer time. And then they recycle that developer time with having boring world quests in the same areas. So you're basically redoing an old quest, or I don't know. I don't understand it. I will never understand it. And I think it's just more of the same. I think the game hasn't changed enough for it to warrant me to try it out again at this point. Now, I do think Mythic Plus, Arena, and Raiding can actually be really good in WoW. But I've yet to see a lot of it, and I'll wait probably until at least January to see what people think about it. Because at the end of the day, the rest of the game I'm not interested in, right? The open world, Dragon Isles, Dragon Riding, all of these things sound cool, but at the end of the day, they will be pretty boring. Same with, I also thought the work order system for professions just made interacting with players even less relevant, but I mean, that's a different topic altogether, I think. To sum it up, I think WoW was probably at its peak when it focused on creating worlds, and when it focused on actually putting effort into every design choice of the expansion. And I think the last expansion that came close to that was probably Legion. Just think about it. Like a completely new open world. The first time world quests actually existed. The first time Mythic Plus was introduced. Class order halls were super in-depth. Artifact weapons and artifact weapon quest lines, like even spec specific to an extent, right? Amazing effort put into that. Every class felt unique, just going through the spec quest lines and your artifact weapon quest lines. Amazing in that sense. Actually a new class. And I don't know, Legion was the last time where it felt like they put a lot of effort in. Where it felt like, oh yeah, they actually invested. And also introduced a lot of new relevant systems. Even the, what is it? The withered training, where these zombie looking things that look a little bit like I'm not gonna make the comparison. Anyways, that was really fun too. The Suroma endgame questline was actually pretty decent. The entire world there was kind of designed for it to be a little bit more dangerous, with everyone like, oh my god, who's this? Is someone hiding? What? I don't know. It just felt like they put effort into it. And from so far, at least for me, it doesn't feel like that for Dragonflight. It just feels like, oh yeah, we took Shadowlands, we just removed a bunch of bullshit that we added ourselves, and now we're gonna call it a feature. Oh guys, we removed Torghast. Wow. What a feature that is. We've removed it, guys. Holy shit, amazing. Maybe that will change. Maybe the next few expansions will be really good, and this is just the first step towards a better WoW, potentially. But for now, I'm not gonna play it. I think it doesn't look good enough, and as I said, this is the first time ever that I'm not playing a WoW expansion launch. So it is kind of a big deal for me as well. And also, well, as I said, the new class is also super uninteresting to me, because I don't want to play some furry bait Walmart Spyro either. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't let me be the Grinch of your new WoW expansion, by the way. So if you're having fun, that's all good. I just won't play it. And that's it. Have a good one, guys. See you in the next one. Peace.